So just in general, what needs to be done to reduce the number of new HIV infections, especially in adolescents in Zimbabwe?
Okay, I think the main challenge that you might have is with a lot of orphans, young girls, young women who are not able to access some of the services, who are not able to go to school. So I think the main thing that you might want to focus on is educate adolescents, especially the adolescent girls and young women, to have a voice. We need to empower them. We need to have this intervention that focus on them. I like the idea of the DREAMS initiative that is under USAID. So DREAMS mainly stands for Determined, Resilient, Empowered, AIDS-free, mentored and safe young adolescent girls and young women. So it aims to reduce the incidence of HIV in adolescent girls and young women. How are they doing that? They are bringing in partners, we can say civil society organizations that are working on different components within the community as well. You can talk of, let's say, Africa is working with young people with HIV. We mobilize people for them to go and get tested, especially the adolescent girls and young women. And also another partner come with another component of education, let's say. And other partner come with the issue of food, you say. So we all combine our services. We layer the services on adolescent girls and young women. At the end of the day, they don't have a leeway to say, I don't have this, I don't have that. They are accessing education, they are accessing health services, they are accessing everything that they need in life through different partners and line ministries also within the government. That way, we are able to curb HIV. That adolescent girls will never think of going out to look for money. We never think of getting to an older relationship, you see, because he or she has got all the services that she needs. She has all the help that she needs. So I think that's the way that you might want to start thinking about, to say, how can we bring all the services to these vulnerable people, especially orphans? That way we'll be able to curb or to reduce HIV within the adolescent stage as well. So I think that's what I can do.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you make sure that those HIV prevention services reach the people most in need? Okay.
I think the best way that we can do is to work with civil society organizations and also community-based, especially those who are community-based, because they are the ones that are at the grassroots. So sometimes we need to fund those community-based organizations so that they do their work effectively. They are the ones within the community, they dialogue with the community, they understand the dynamics of the community as well. They understand what is happening with community A and what is happening in community B. So if we tend to focus on those community-based organizations, we're able to come up with intervention that work for the community. So the best thing that I can advise right now is to make sure that funds or some of the funds are able to reach those civil societies, those community-based organizations, so that they're able to cater for each and every need that is within the communities as well. They've got these models that are happening or interventions that are working, and we are not able to document those things that are happening within communities. So I would also urge that let's have funds also that are also directed to document some of these things that are happening within the communities. We need to record what is happening in the community. At the end of the day, we're able to evaluate, is it working, is it not working, what can we do better, what can we increase, So that's the message that I want to put out there, to say community-based organizations are doing a great job, but we are not able to document those things. Let's document them, let's help them, let's give them the resources. At the end of the day, I think what we are trying to achieve, trying to end AIDS by 2030, we are able to achieve it. So that's what I can advise.
Okay. Yes. And so even in those community programs, what are the biggest challenges you are facing?
Okay, I think the biggest challenge right now is not enough or inadequate of funds as well, because sometimes we don't tend to receive those funds, because sometimes we might be ineligible to receive those funds, So I think there's also need to capacitate or try to prepare those civil societies, so that they will be able to access those big funds as well. And also some of the challenges that we are facing, especially with a country that is economically challenged as well. There's a lot of poverty that is happening within the community. So if you are trying to bring the issue of health, it also links to the issue of poverty, the issue of economical strength, the issue of, especially when you're talking about HIV and AIDS, it all goes back to the issue of social, the aspect of economical, the poverty that is within the community as well. So at the end of the day, your interventions are not able to succeed because there's a lot that we need to deal with. And we are saying an individual is not just focused on health, but he or she comprises of other factors that are around them. The issue of poverty, the issue of well-being of the child as well. There's a lot of things that we need to deal with, but sometimes we don't have the adequate resources to actually and meet the needs of the people that are within the community. So at the end of the day, they end up being frustrated because they're expecting those services to be available as well. So those are some of the challenges that we are facing.
Yeah. And so besides the funding, are there other policies or approaches that need to change?
I think also, especially for adolescents, for them to access services as well. There's issue of age of consent as well. We can talk of my country as well. There's issue of consent to say at what age would the young people or adolescents need to be able to go and get tested. So that's the issue that is probably under review right now, because we are saying as early as a 10-year-old, he or she is indulging into sex and there's high risk of getting HIV. So why are we restricting these adolescents to go and get tested? Probably they are mature enough to understand the issues of sexuality, so they are able also to go and make decisions for themselves and go and access services as well. So that's a challenge that we are also mainly focusing on in Zimbabwe as well. So adolescents are also saying we don't need those restrictions. We're able to also make decisions on our own as well. And also other policies that I can actually mention of that needs to be changed as well. The issue of criminalization, of willful transmission. Yeah, we all know that yes, at some point it's on legal. They are trying to make sure that those who are living with HIV, they need to be responsible as well. But at the end of the day as well, they are also being discriminated against as well. So we need also to revise that law as well. I'm saying if I'm HIV positive, do I need to sign an affidavit to someone who I'm sleeping with, even though I disclose my HIV status? At the end of the day, if we go into a fight, that person is going to come back to me and say, you didn't disclose your HIV status to me. That way I'm going to, get arrested and sent to jail probably. So those are some of the things that we also need to review as well. I think at the moment that's what that I can mention, although there are a lot. But as we go on, we'll keep on, revising and keep on advocating as well, so that services are tailor-made to especially adolescents as well. Yes.